Hello students, I hope you're all doing well and I am sure that your board exams were absolutely fantastic. But now we all know that our MH CET or Maharashtra's Common Entrance Test examination for 5-year LLB is very soon. So here's your 30 days strategy or 30 days plan to make this exam or happen or make sure that this exam goes smooth. This is your mentor Riddhi and let's begin with this session. So before we get into the strategy, it's important for us to firstly understand the paper pattern for this examination. Now you all know for a fact that the language of this exam is in English and Marathi, as well as the minutes or time duration for this examination is 120 minutes or 2 hours. Coming to the next part, you all know that there is no negative marking unlike the other examinations. You only have to prepare and attempt for it. So +1 and -0. Coming to the next part, what we are seeing here is your legal aptitude section has 40 questions, 1 mark, 40 marks total. Coming to the next part, GK or current affairs has again 30 questions, 1 mark each for 30 marks. The next is your logical and analytical reasoning, again 40 marks, 1 marks each with 40 marks. The next is your English language, 30 marks, 30 questions. Again, your mathematical aptitude or maths is for 10 marks, 1 mark each, so 10 marks total. Now, the total examination marks is 150 marks, as I told you earlier, 120 minutes. Now coming to the next part, what we are seeing is certain important tips or certain important things that you must be aware while preparing for this examination. One of the important thing here is, unlike the other examination, if you are somebody who struggles or has these challenges when it comes to reading or extensive reading, you are, in a very safe space. This examination has majorly one-liner questions, so be prepared for that. The next is the competition as compared to other examination is not that high, although we know for a fact that there are multiple centers across Maharashtra as well as certain few centers that are even outside Maharashtra. So we have students participating across India, but the competition is not as high as the other examination, and that will give you a boost in order to crack and get into the top law institutions in this state. Now, understanding our strategies, the first one is definitely to understand the exam pattern. As I just discussed about the exam pattern, it becomes easy, or you are all now prepared in order to understand the section, the total marks, the duration and the marking scheme for the examination. Similarly, it becomes important for you to understand the subject and topics that are covered in each of the sections and prepare your strategies or prepare your study structure in that manner itself. Coming to the second strategy, it is about making a schedule or make a schedule. Now, what do I mean by this? I understand for a fact that a lot of you are exhausted because you've been studying for last many months now. It's just a matter of this 1 month and I'm sure that all your worries will be gone. Now, what do I mean when I'm trying to say these things? It's just 1 month for your MH CET examination. So you must be prepared in that same manner. Now, while in matters of preparation, you must be aware that you are supposed to make a study plan in task manner. That means that it should be task wise and not time wise. Now, what do I mean by all of these things? Make sure that you're completing your task first and not restricting to times. Okay? Now, similarly, it is important for you to study into smaller focus segments and get specified goals to achieve with each section. So, prepare your study pattern according to this. Coming to the next part, I know a lot of you might again feel for a fact that, I know everything. But trust me, it is important for you to start with the basics. Now, what do I mean by this? Make sure that you're beginning or starting with your preparation by focusing on understanding the basic concepts, the fundamental understanding of issues. Reason being that it's been many months that you have not had a brush up on these things. So make sure that you're clearing your basics. Similarly, make sure that you lay a strong foundation in all the subjects, that is LA, legal aptitude, GK and current affairs. Similarly, logical and analytical reasoning, and lastly, your English language. Prepare yourself thorough for these examinations. Coming to the next one, it is important for us to manage our time in the right manner. So, your fourth strategy is with regards to time management. Now, what do I mean by this? It is important for you to allocate sufficient time to each of the sections, that is based on your proficiency and the weightage based on each sections in the examination. Similarly, make sure that you develop efficient or effective time management strategies to ensure that you can complete your exam within the given time. We know for a fact that it's 120 minutes and we have 120 questions. Of course, this is not like CLAT that we have a lot of passages to look forward to. Even if you don't have those passages, you are still making a point that you're able to dedicate those many minutes and in the right manner for the examination. Coming to the next one, it is important for you to devote a good amount of time for practice. We know for a fact that practice is the key. Now, why do I say this thing? If you practice regularly as per our previous year's questions or the papers or mock test or other things, you will be ready or you will be channelized and trained in the right manner so that you are all set to give the examination that is coming in the month of April. Now coming to the next strategy, that is subject-wise preparation tips. Now, earlier to this, I had given tips with regards to general strategies. Coming to this, I'm going to give you tips with regards to subject-wise. Now, why do I say all of these things? The first subject here is logical and analytical reasoning. Basically, this section is worth 40 marks and it includes areas like inferences, conclusions and pattern identification. So, it is important for you to prepare or prep yourself as per this examination, and you know for a fact that your prep for other exams like CLAT will actually help or be benefiting here. So, prepare in that manner itself. Coming to the next one, that is GK and current affairs. Now, for this thing, it is important for you to stay updated on the current events and read extensively about static GK. Now, static GK topics that are very important are history, economics and science. Coming to the next one is your English language subject. Make sure that you're focusing on basics like synonyms, antonyms, error spotting and spelling mistakes. This will help you give a better understanding for the examination. The pattern is simpler and more direct for this exam. So, prepare yourself in the right manner and don't confuse yourself with harder issues. The next one is the mathematical aptitude. Now, you know for a fact that you're strengthened for foundations in maths, covering topics like class 6 to 10th ka basic maths that had come. Similarly, aim for at least 7 to 10 marks, especially if you're enjoying or if you're wanting to get into top law colleges. Because we know for a fact that even though maths hold a very less number of questions and less marks, these marks can become like a game changer for us. So try to attempt as much as you can. Now coming to the final strategy based or subject based strategy, that is logical reasoning. Make sure that you're revising the principal fact based questions. Similarly, legal maxims and landmark judgments that have come in the last 6 months. Keeping up with the current legal knowledge or current affairs is very important. Okay. Now, as I told you, we can already see that for this examination, we get a lot of principle and, fact-based questions. So, prepare yourself in the similar manner. Coming to the last part of this video, I would request you all to not only like, share and subscribe to the channel, but I would also want you to drop in a message in the comment section and let us know how did you find this video, and not only this, but also what kind of videos would you expect us to make in the upcoming sessions or in the upcoming days. I wish you all a heartiest congratulations and all the best for this upcoming examination. All the best, kids. Take care and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.